I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So it's been quite some time I connected with you. You've been busy with launching covers of
Yeah.
website.
We're working on two tournaments at the same time, and we also had to launch our own website as well. So it has been really crazy times the last 15 to 20 days.
Yeah, so it's been a great launch. As I hear that the lifetime subscribers, there was really quite a competition to get in within the top 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I think we hit close to 500 in the first couple of hours itself, and this is despite us not having any onboarded overseas users so far, which we are going to do soon in a day or two maybe. Everything is set, and we'll soon start onboarding overseas users as well. So currently the subscription is around 800. We have locked 100 for our overseas users exclusively because it was our mistake, and that so we'll have to compensate for it. So we have compensated for it.
Right. So, and that's the reason why I've not been able to subscribe.
Yeah.
So, subscribers who are outside India, so
Mm.
100 subscriptions has been set aside, is what Al
Mm.
is confirming. So
Yeah.
that in a couple of days, they'll wait for an announcement on Al's Twitter handle, and you could snag a free, I mean, not a free subscription, but a lifetime subscription just for 999 rupees, which is just like $12,
Mm.
$1 a month, even if you have to subscribe, per year. But for a lifetime,
Mm.
it's definitely a steal.
Yeah. It's as Rolex says in the movie, lifetime settlement for everyone.
That's a good reference. You always come up with these good ones. So I also want to kind of make a movie reference today, like Hogsmeade and Harry Potter. We have a game in Kingsmead today.
Yeah. I hope at least this one is predictable today. The first two games at Durban has been kind of unpredictable. The first was spinning deck, but still 190 runs were scored. The second was a completely different deck. I mean, the home team went in with three spinners, but they won. Even Maharaj bowled only one over. They had to. Harmer didn't even bowl over, and Klausner was saying that it's almost impossible to predict what they'll do with the Durban deck. So you'll have to be versatile and you'll have to change it as you go.
I think probably they may also have different strips, and
Hmm.
I don't know which strip they would make it available for the game.
Yeah.
And depending on how it's curated, it can really vary,
Hmm.
like it did between the first two games.
Yeah, mm. It was something strange. I've never heard a coach say that they had even factored this into their auction recruitment. They had overloaded on pace bowling all rounder so that in case they misread the pitch, they'll still have enough options to ball at the venue.
Yeah, and I think also the first tournament we have seen captains going in with the 13 players,
Mm.
and then deciding after seeing which way the toss goes, and also how the pitch would play. So
Yeah.
lot of factors now boiling down to the
Mm.
last minute, which is making the whole pre-game phase of things a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I think that's what makes what Covers of has done even more incredible. I guess we have had 8 clean sweeps so far, where you put in an investment and you 3x an investment. That's what we define a clean sweep as. That's how good our SA20 predictions have been so far. So we're looking. I think hopefully this will be another good day for us.
For a, to do this for IPL is one thing, which is
Hmm.
itself is incredible, but do it for a brand new tournament
Hmm.
with so many players who are native and
Hmm.
endemic to South Africa,
Hmm.
whom as a common man like me have not come across those
Hmm.
names. To have this kind of a record is phenomenal. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I mean, if you remember in one of our first shows, we discussed about someone called Jordan Herman. He made his debut yesterday and he scored an impressive 42 of 35 on a tough deck against a quality bowling unit. And he's already being talked about as a potential superstar. This is something we had called out in our team pack itself.
Was awesome. That's really amazing. So let me share my screen and bring up the notes for today's game at Kingsmead. Pretoria Capitals is playing Durban Super Giants. Capitals sitting pretty, on the top of the table as the number one team.
Yeah.
So do they have the same strengths they go into this game against Super Giants?
uh, against the key has been for we discussed about this in our team doc as well. The top three is explosive. Even though Rosso hasn't fired, Salt and Jax have been firing on all cylinders. Jax has already played one of the best T20 innings I've ever seen. So that's one thing. And they also have a all round bowling unit. They have the left arm angle of Parnell and Nokia and Rashid. So in that they have they complement each other, and they are able to counter all types of batting in the opposition so far. So that's what has been worked. But they have a weakness. Their middle order is extremely vulnerable, which hasn't been exposed so far. So that's something that the Durban Super Giants can hope to exploit today. So that's where I think their biggest opportunity lies. Also at the top, Keshav Maharajul is a huge option to have against someone like Phil Salt. He could send Phil Salt back early, so that kind of puts a lot of pressure on Jax to deliver. And if he fails to, then Durban Super Giants are looking at a couple of points today.
Yeah, I mean, lot to kind of take in here. It's
Mm,
not like the last game where Norkia and Nisham ran through the lineup. It was Centurion.
mm,
Hogsmeade is not Centurion. We
mm,
don't know what kind of deck is going to turn up,
mm.
but it's not going to be a bounce and carry kind of a pitch for fast bowlers or the express base pace bowlers to get a lot of purchase today. Would that be a fair thing to say?
Yeah, it is, and the square boundaries are kind of short as well. It is a deck for years. Someone like Maharaj has dominated. So imagine Salt has a huge vulnerability against slow left arm spin. So if he comes into play, and then the deck kind of neutralizes the bowling attack as well. So it brings someone like Adil Rashid a lot more into play. Someone who has been silent so far in the tournament, but today could be a big day for him.
Yeah, he picked up a couple of wickets in the last game.
Mm,
Getting into the scorecard highlights. Hopefully, with the slow wicket today,
mm,
he could be among wickets.
mm.
But the challenge could be, for the Capitals. They don't have a left arm slow option in the bowling lineup, if I read that right.
True.
And
Yeah.
for most teams, the left arm slow and orthodox slow is becoming a weapon of choice. Like there was fortune in the team that you picked yesterday, and this was the previous game where he picked
Mm,
again 3 wickets.
yeah.
And that's exactly what you're talking about today as well, right? Maharaj could open the bowling,
Mm, mm,
and Salt has a vulnerability.
yeah.
Given the slowness of the pitch today, which again it could turn up
Mm,
the typical Kingsmead pitch.
mm.
It could be a advantage for Durban Super Giants straight away because they have Maharaj in their lineup.
Yeah, huge option, and they also have Subrayan who complemented, who has even you could even say that he has outperformed Maharaj so far. So that's how good the spin door that they have is tremendous advantage for them in this game.
And like you're right, I missed out Subrian, but he had a fantastic start to the tournament.
Mm,
Picked up 7 wickets, three two fars,
mm,
and also keeping it tight. Look at his economy, right? He almost bowls out those 4 overs,
yeah.
and he goes for less than 5 runs,
Mm,
which are like early 90s one-day figures.
yeah. So it's the broadcast team showed a graphic. It is an interesting one. He slows up its speed against left-handers and he fires it against the right-handers, and both of them have found it difficult to face him. So that's how good he has been so far.
Yeah. So on the batting front, your superstar had one of those rare failures, got out for a duck, and but Henry Klassen came out good.
Yeah, Henrik Klassen. Look at those the strike rate in the last three innings. He's been playing like someone like an Andre Russell. That's the kind of impact he has had so far, and that makes the top four. And Mulder, who has had a lot of potential even so far in the last 5 years. There has been a lot of talk about him, but he's finally coming into his own in this tournament. He has looked very comfortable on all types of decks and against all types of bowling as well. So that's great news for the team. So much so that they have even been willing to demote Quinton de Kock to number three to accommodate a left hand right hand pairing at the top.
Yeah. So again, for the like-to-like player for a Klassen for Capitals would be Riley Rousseau, and he's not come good in the tournament so far.
Yeah.
But given the slowness of the deck,
Mm.
hard as Will Owen is not really a threat for Riley Rousseau today. So would that
Yeah.
be a bad thing to say?
Yeah, the raw pace in bounce has been an issue for Riley Rosso, not only in this tournament, in Australia as well. He's been bounced out, but today on this deck, if you look at this bowling attack, they do not have a lot of pace. Will Join is the fastest, and he bowls. He hits around 140. His strength is more on the hit the deck. He gets a lot more bounce, but on a deck like Durban, that may not help. So if he could get through that, then there is not a lot of issue for him for Rosso in this game, which is what makes him one of the best differentials in play because of his performances so far. So many managers have dropped him, so he's currently only been owned by 30% of managers. So that's something that the shrewd ones can hope on him, can pick him, and hope to convert him into a differential today.
Interesting points there. Before we proceed and look at the Capitals team sheet, before the markets close, Al, the predictions for the game, you want to give that out?
Yeah, so we have a one prediction today already. The rest of them depend on the toss and how the match starts. For example, so the first is we have predicted that Will Jacks will score more runs than Phil Salt. This is something, it's a common bet that you will be able to find. You can find in most markets, and it's at 1.8. It's an attractive option to go in, and either that, or if you cannot find this, you can go for player performance, where Will Jack's bowling also comes into play. He's an off spinner, and the opposition has a couple of left-handers in the top order. That's an even more attractive one, if you ask me, since considering the opposition has Quinton de Kock and Kyle Mayers, both of whom struggle against off spin. So 26.55 is basically a catch, basically a wicket and a catch, or 20 runs and a catch. So that's it. That's an easy one to get through.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Al. And also the FanX, there are only 50 slots left. Uh,
Yeah.
and, we just have to pick three players, and
Hmm.
mostly it's not toss dependent. So
Yeah.
let's look at, the contest today.
Hmm.
So again, it's a good one, dot ball, because, slow bowlers and the slowness of the pitch could come into play,
Yeah.
boundaries hit, and the total number of runs for
Yeah.
a total price pool of 2,500. Give us your picks, Al. Let's go through it one by one
I,
in the
I,
app.
Yeah, if you look at the sheet, I've actually had three different picks for those who are looking to something. Because if we give them exactly three, then that's going to create a lot of clashes in the league. So what I have done is given three different options. But the first one is the clear choice is Will Jacks, Keshav Maharaj, and Will Jacks. So if you also go, there is an opportunity that Subrayan and the QDK combination will come into play as well. And the third one will be Andrich Nokia and Riley Rosso, Heinrich Klaassen. So this is the one that kind of breaks the pack and gets you ahead. There will be a lot of people who will be relying on QDK, Will Jacks, and QDK and Will Jacks today. There will be a lot more that are relying on Phil Salt. Actually, we someone who we have completely omitted. So this gives people three different combinations to work with, and if they are looking to break the pack, and go on a differential search, they could go for rank two or rank three one, because that's something that not many people are going to have. For example, Rosa is someone who is owned by only 25% in the daily fantasy today as well.
Yeah, so it's a good thing is that you're giving three options, because the contestants are going to be playing against covers off, which is
Mm,
essentially you.
mm,
And let's look at your performance, covers off performance for yesterday, and won 307 rupees,
yeah,
the tight first prize winner.
I think it
And
was four.
I thought, why covers off's name is Batsy, but Batsy is actually using covers of logo.
Yeah, this is something that's starting to happen in the big daily platforms as well. People are starting to have covers of logo to warn the other contestants that there is this guy who is going to use covers of Steam. So stay away and maybe play in some other league, or at least avoid us clashing with each other and sharing the prize money. So that's something that's starting to happen in Fanex as well. It's good to see.
Yeah, it's a kind of like the cat among the pigeon. Just as the cat wants to say, it's there. So that's a good one. So since you would be playing covers off, and that's the
Mm,
reason why Al is giving three options.
mm,
So that you'll have the differential.
mm.
Uh, so I'm sorry about all the ambient noise. So Will Jacks is the official pick
Yeah,
of covers off for
yeah,
boundary hit.
Mm.
And dot ball is Kesav Maharaj. And following the pattern that we have seen off late, Kesav Maharaj could open the bowling. Also comes into play as a matchup against Phil Salt.
Yeah, this
Sorry
is.
about that. And again, Will Jacks for the run scored.
Mm. Yeah, this is something that we are going to have a permanent sheet for FanX going ahead for all the matches we have covered. So there's something, if you haven't started playing on FanX yet, it's something, it's a good idea to start today, because we are going to give our specific recommendations and something, a strategy based on how we could play on the platform as well.
Yeah, and this is a program. Anyone who loves cricket and wants to make money, should be watching because sure shot way to win money if you're either playing the betting market or in the fantasy market, and also additionally the Fanex app, which Al is partnered with, and he gives his predictions. Very limited slots open, just 40 more slots are available. Just go visit fanex.in. To Fanex is fanex.in to download the app to join the contest. So you get 500 coins as you download it, and you can join a free contest with it. And additionally, you can also join today's contest. Total for a total prize pool of 2,500 rupees.
Yeah.
So, with that said, let's go back to Capitals and also look at the Capitals' performance. In the last game. So, which again, so they've been doing well. This is the other sheet. Yeah, so they've been doing well. As a team, they are they hold the top spot in the leaderboard. Again, this is their scorecard from their last game. Again, Jimmy Nisham, he's given a matchup alert against Nokia. Again, Thierry Brun, he got run out. Riley Rosa has not been in great form. Phil Salt has a weakness against Kesav Maharaj. So it may not be all a happy hunting ground for Capitals in Durban today.
Yeah, if you look at the batting order, they made one important switch in the last game. Tunis Dubrain was promoted to number three, and Rosso was demoted to number four. Because this is because I think teams have finally realized exposing Rosso in the power play is backfiring for them, so that they could wait him, and introduce him around the fifth to sixth over mark, so that he can capitalize on it and work against go against spinners, power through against spinners, which is his strongest suit, and against smoke the full length and slower bowling. So that's kind of what they will be attempting to do today. And that's something that could work in their favor. He's an important player for the Pretoria Capitals if they have to win today.
Or given that Keshav Maharaj is predetermined to open the bowling,
Mm.
to make Riley Rosso open the batting instead of Salt, since he has a weakness against Keshav Maharaj.
Yeah,
So
yeah. The only thing I think they'll have to keep in mind is Reece Topley. But considering Durban is a deck where you don't get a lot of new ball assistance, I think it's a gamble worth taking as well.
yeah, interesting. So we'll just go through the recent performance of these players. We've had Salt who scored a couple of 50s already, but there's a matchup against Andrik Norkia. So batting, we just went through the batting. Bowling also we went through Norkia and Nisham picking up 3 wickets each, but they may not be among wickets much today if the nature of the pitch turns out to be slow.
Yeah.
So spoken a lot about Durban. Let's go through the notes for the Kingsmead today. And one of the things I was thinking, Al, like we have the last recent scores of players, maybe
Mm.
also have recent scores
Yeah.
at the venue sheet. I
Yeah.
thought it would be an interesting thing to look at.
It's
Uh,
something that we can add to. Yeah, that's value as well.
yeah. Awesome. So again, very very difficult to score runs, especially if you're chasing. You have a distinct disadvantage at Kingsmead. Look at the average second inning score; it's just 124. In terms of run rate, these are looking much lesser even compared to the one-day run rates we've been seeing. India has been scoring.
Yeah, this is a venue that has given South Africa a lot of international spinners, so that says a lot. They come from this venue, they pay for this team, so it also reflects in the numbers as well. So this is a third game. We do not know which strip this will be played on. If it's the one that was played on the first game, I think it will definitely turn. I'm not sure what they played on the second one. So the what the captains say at the toss is going to be really crucial today. Listening to them and getting on it could work in our favor.
Yeah, so talking about toss, let's check how far are we from toss. So let me, probably another 5 to 6 minutes
Yeah, 6 minutes.
before, yeah, before we have the captain's notes on the toss. So in the meantime, let's go back to the sheet and spend some time on the matchups. Talk to us a bit about the Will Jacks. Obviously picked him both, to score runs, but looks like he'll be among wickets as well, making him then excellent fantasy potential.
Yeah, the couple of left-handed options that they have. I'm not sure with if Durban Super Giants will see Will Jacks as a big enough threat to demote Quinton de Kock today. So if they don't, then and if Pretoria Capitals are aware of it, then they could bring in Will Jacks at the power play itself, ball him from one end with the other baller with the other pacer from the other end. So that could create a wicket-taking opportunity as well for Will Jacks.
Yeah, and also one of the rare decks where Riley Rossov does not have any weakness against any of the bowlers, which makes him interesting gamble to make him open, or like Al was saying, make sure that he bats on from the 6th to 10th over to settle down, working on the spinners. Then he can probably explode, during the last 6 to 8 overs to get himself to a decent score, which he's been lacking to score in this tournament.
Yeah.
Must be lot difficult on him, especially after having had an average World Cup, even though he scored a century, but going into the IPL, he would definitely be feeling a lot of pressure to score today.
Yeah, he's still a quality player. That's something that we should keep in mind when selecting our fantasy team today. And normally on most decks, you'll have Riley Russell marked red against left arm pace, but this is one deck where it has moved to yellow because of the lack of assistance on for new ballers. So that's something that he could that could work in his favor as well.
Yeah, but overall, looks like a lot of wickets for the spinners today. We'll just know very soon with the captain's notes how the deck is going to be, which deck is going to turn up, and how it's going to turn out
Yeah.
for the game today. Let's see if I have missed asking you any questions from the player notes, from the creator notes. I'm sorry. So yeah, so dropping salt, right? So that's something which I think we did not discuss, if I'm right.
Yeah, so this is something that we are deep into the tournament. In this case, you'll have to be a little bit more aggressive to search through the rankings because everyone knows everything. So you'll have to be a little more bit more aggressive, and this is where we are using our data to our advantage. Salt has a weakness against left arm spin. Salt also has a weakness against left arm pace. The opposition has Reece Topley. So that while that's not a big enough threat, that's enough to keep him tighter. That's enough to put the dot ball pressure on him. That's something that Keshav Maharaj could capitalize on at the other end. So if you drop a Phil Salt, that's something that can work in your favor today because a lot of people there who are going to get into this game trying to captain him. So imagine if you don't have that player and if he's failed. So that's something that could single-handedly win you the match today.
And this is where the recency bias kicks in. He scored a good, got himself into a good score the last game, but he might fail today against Maharaj.
Yeah.
Again, dropping Kyle Myers.
Yeah, this is something that again we are hoping on the opposition bowling attack to work in our favor. The opposition has Andrich Nokia. Express pace is something he has struggled against, and left arm pace is also something that keeps him quiet. So Parnell is someone who will be opening the bowling. He'll be followed by Andrich Nokia, and then they will be followed by Adil Rashid, who is a quality leg spinner, and leg spin is something that has always troubled Kyle Mayers. So this and all of this, and on top of it, there is Will Jack's soft spin as well. So this is the quartet that we are hoping on that they will get Kyle Mays, and hence we are dropping Kyle Mays as well.
Yeah. and a pack of right-handers for Maharaj to operate.
Yeah, so this depends on how the opposition sets up their batting order. If they go with, if they push down Vian Mulder, for example, then he'll have a lot of, Keshav Maharaj will have an entirely right-handed middle order to target, and that's something that can go only one way. Even on a good deck, Maharaj is clever enough and crafty enough to outthink and outplay that middle order. On a deck like this, then it could go entirely in his favor, and it could be a game-changing decision for you if you have Maharaj in your 11 today.
Maharaj sounds to be the South African that the Chennai Super Kings needs for the Chepauk track.
Yeah, they also have the other top left arm spinner in their 11, who cannot get into the 11 already, Mitchell Santner, because of Jadeja's.
Because of Jadeja, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, with so many left-hand bowlers available, it's quite something that Capitals has not been able to snag a left-arm orthodox bowler in their squad.
yeah, true that. Yeah.
So let's look at the fantasy. As we wait for, we know at least most of the players would play today. That
Hmm.
Al has given out here. So Al, going to run us through this and also your differentials. If you could call that out as we wait for the toss.
Yeah, but this 11 has plenty of differentials. That's what, and that's because we have dropped two of the biggest biggest picks of the day, Kyle Mays and Phil Salt. We have roped in all the quality spinners into the 11 because it's still Durban, and even in the first match, there are a lot of assistance for spinners. The numbers won't show that, but there was assistance for spinners, and batters were finding it difficult to score against even part timers like Donovan Ferreira and Reza Hendricks. So keeping in mind that, and we considering this is going to be the third game, spinners could come into play for this match. This is why we have overloaded on the bowlers. It could change based on what they say at the toss, but at the moment we are relying heavily on the bowling unit to do the trick for us.
Yeah. So go heavy, pack your team with spin bowlers, drop the recency bias, not do not pick Nisham, Salt. Uh, Go in with the batters who always come good. Riley Russell, it could turn out to be a great game for him. Again, Pretorius, he got out for a duck in the last game, but still, this could be a game where he could play himself in.
Yeah, his bowling alone is worth it because he's being used as the death bowler for the team. And on a deck like this, he almost always comes into play. And then the batting is something that's waiting to happen. There's going to be a game that where he's going to score 20 to 25 easy runs. So this could be that game.
Yeah. So let's quickly go check the toss status and then maybe go to the Dream 11 app and start building the team.
Yeah.
As we,
Maybe I'll go on mute and listen to what they say at the toss. Raise the
sure.
volume. Thank you.
So that in the meantime, let me pick the team from your fantasy sheet. So yeah, here you go. Matches. Urban. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so I'm gonna pick this and go to the sheet. Clinton Deacock. Okay. Riley Russell. Klassen. Will Jacks. Three batsmen. All rounders. Dwayne Pretorius and Wayne Parnell. Dwayne Pretorius. Bowling, pick Keso Magaraj, Nokia, Rashid, Topley, and Subrian. Yeah. So pick my 11 players. So go back to the app here. So the captain, vice captain options, Quinton Decock, differential is Will Jacks. So I'm gonna go with Will Jacks, and I'm gonna go with Brian Pretorius. Keso Maharaj is my Keso Maharaj, 32% differential. That's my vice captain option. And join the contest. Join the contest on Dream 11. So for 49 rupees for the 7 crore mega contest. So that's done. My laptop is going to run out of charge in the right time. I connected it. So let me also go on mute and wait for
High count.
hi.
So it seems like uh, Pretoria Capitals have made an interesting change. They brought and spinner. They brought a spinner in, Senuran Muthuswamy, and that's something that
We have
could work in favor of someone had a weakness against left arm spin in this lineup.
let me go to the matchup. So left arm spin. Mutswami is playing for which team, Al?
He's playing for Pretoria Capitals. So I'm just looking. I think it
Okay.
wasn't included because this one, okay,
So he's a left
DSG.
arm orthodox spinner.
Yeah,
So that's the missing link. I kept saying that Capitals has.
yeah,
They seem to have kind of plugged that hole with Muthuswamy.
okay, yeah.
So
I
let's.
think, yeah. So the captain said that it's they are expecting a good deck. At least Parnell said that. QDK believes that it's going to be something that's favoring bat first.
Okay. So I've already done one team. So let me create another team with Muthuswamy as the differential and see how that goes. In with class. And so let's. I'll open the team notes. Let's at least we can read through the captain's notes. Yeah, so here it is. We have Senuran Muthuswamy coming in, and whom does he play on behalf of instead of?
Miguel Pretorius.
Or in front of Pretorius. Okay, got it. So now going back to this, class on years. I mean, okay. Jacks. And, two players. Okay, all rounders. Dwayne Pretorius. Wayne Parman. Dwayne Pretorius. Bowling.
One thing that works in favor of Parnell is that the opposition has a very medium paced bowling unit, and that's something he enjoys as a batter at the death. So that is an important play in the game today.
But Muthuswamy on Dream 11, he's not on the bowlers.
I think he's in all rounders because he's someone like an accumulator who can.
Oh, he's on all rounder, yeah. And it's only 0.24% owns Muthuswamy, so he could really turn out to be a big differential. So I picked so four bowlers. So who could be the fourth bowler? So Brian. So in the differential team as the bowler, should I do Topley or Nokia?
Yeah, for leaving out or for
If I
captain?
include Muthuswamy,
Mm,
and
mm, mm,
I have only one slot left,
mm, mm, mm,
for a bowler.
mm. I think you can leave out Reece Topley if
Yeah.
you want to change. Yeah.
Okay, got it. And captain, vice captain, again, differential options you have given are Quinton D. Cock as the captain, and differential vice captain are Will Jackson Pretorius.
Yeah, I'm going directly with differential ones. Will Jacks as captain and Pretorius as vice captain.
And in batting, where does Muthuswamy bat? 5, 6?
He may or may not bat. He batted at number 5 in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
In the first game he played, but I doubt it'll happen again because of how badly he batted. So he could be at number 8 this game.
Okay. So, case of Maharaj batting may not come into much play today.
Uh, I think he's batting first. We can never say that he's a quite a handy batter to have, and he's pushing at what 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It could still come into play because Jonker has not been in great touch, and Holder, Pretorius, they are all struggling with the bat. So it's something that it could still come into.
Yeah. So, created 2 teams so far.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking maybe I'll create one more team and see what happens. So between Quinton de Kock, to pick a differential as a wicketkeeper batsman,
Hmm.
Salt is not an option, unfortunately, today.
Yeah, I think
So
Rosso would be a good differential option, captaincy option to have.
yeah, I also made Will Jacks as a captain on all the teams.
Yeah, if he comes good, is so many of us are going to win a lot.
Yeah, so see, Jason Holder has not bowled much in a slow pitch. He might bowl the slow cutters and pick some wickets. How deep are the wickets today? The square boundaries?
It's quite short, and they've Durban has been a nightmare when it comes to choosing bowlers.
Yeah.
These are just bizarre strategies. You cannot predict anything.
So all rounders, you have your suggestions are Parnell and Ryan Pretorius. Okay.
I've also given the team out to our subscribers as well. And option.
Fantastic. I think that brings an end to today's show. It was great to have you back on a short, long break. Al, I look forward to doing this more regularly.
Same
Uh,
here, count. Yeah, and
and
and India's internet connection wins again.
yeah, exactly. Only the ambient noise is more, but we'll always settle for a better internet connection.
Smoothest show we have had in a while.
In a while, exactly. On that great note, thank you so much, Al. Good night and
Sure.
enjoy the game. Let's all your subscribers win a lot of money today.
Yeah, hope so too. Thank you.
Bye. Take care then.